This video explains the various search functions we have at our disposal. Much of the searching is done using the global search fields. Global search is used in tandem with advanced search, which offers a comprehensive set of capabilities. Advanced search will take up most of the demo. We'll discuss authorizations and index updates, show filters, and how to search for calendar events. Search also includes a couple of important functions, namely the search for use utility and the workflow task search. The global search field allows us to simply enter the elements we're looking for, either Automic Automation objects or task executions. We assume wildcards on both ends. If you simply enter Unix in the field, it's understood that the search is *Unix*. The search produces a list of objects which you can click on. You are redirected to the objects in the process assembly perspective. Search offers two distinct functions, one focusing on design and one on IT operations. Advanced search takes you to a configurable search interface. The other takes you to the process monitoring perspective. If you search for a task execution by run ID, you need to provide the full run ID. Incomplete IDs would produce too many possible permutations, and so partial IDs are not accepted. Authorizations, in other words, permissions on folders and objects, are important. If you do not have read authorizations on the folders and objects, you cannot search for them. You'd have to speak to the solution administrator who can give you access. Also, objects are stored in a relational database and records are indexed. The index is updated at regular intervals. Note that renaming of an object prior to reindexing can lead to zero-result searches. Advanced search relies on filters to produce results. The filtering mechanism is similar to the regular process monitoring filter. There are fields you can search on, like object name and location, and other fields can be added using the Add Filter Criteria tool. We also use this particular interface to search for specific calendar events, first setting the object type drop-down menu to calendar events, and then entering the parameters of our search, name, maintenance dates, and more. Finally, we'll show the search for use function, which we call in by selecting an object, say a job. This will show all the other objects like workflows and schedules where this particular job is used. For workflows that contain many objects, we're able to search for a specific object in the workflow. Let's show some examples of the search function. At the top of the interface, we find the search field. Let's click on it. As soon as we do so, two functions appear. Advanced search, which focuses on design, essentially objects, and process monitoring, which allows to search for task executions. When we enter a text string, we see the result of the search, which are two lists. The first is the list of objects that contain that text string and their names, and the second is the list of execution instances for any object that contains the string. We click on one of the search results, and it opens the objects. Advanced search takes us to a search screen with the filters on the right. Let's use the same text string in the name fields. We can refine our search. For example, we could enter the name of a specific folder, say jobs, or specify an object type. We can fine-tune using the object type. Executable objects are things like jobs and file transfers. Active objects include things like calendars, and passive objects cover periods and docu objects. System includes all system aspects. To set the filter, we click the Filter button. A filter can be saved as a custom filter and reused later. Each time you select it in the drop-down, this particular view will be displayed. We use the reset function to reset all the fields. In advanced search, we can also search for more specific things like event calendars. You may be confronted with a situation where you have an event calendar, say every Saturday, restricting your workflow and schedule executions. This makes it possible to find all the instances where the calendar event is used. To search for calendar events, we use the Add Search Criteria tool. The Maintain drop-down allows you to narrow the search to non-perpetual or static calendar events. Your options are as follows. You can enter the to and from dates of the calendar, the date on which the calendar is set to expire, or a calendar that has already expired. As you can see, this search has provided us with a calendar. At this point, we need to produce the list of objects that use this calendar and make adjustments accordingly. For this, we right-click on the object and select Search for Use. Search for Use is always available for every object. Any object can be searched. Using this allows you to find all the objects which use the object you are searching. For example, if you want to see the list of schedules in which a job is scheduled to execute, Search for Use works well. This is the list of schedules that rely on the calendar that contains the Every Saturday events. Let's open to the Process Monitoring perspective, where we'll select an executable object and search for execution instances using the Run ID. Clicking on the execution produces the executed 𝐂𝐨𝐬. We return to search. The last scenario we will cover is one in which you want to search for something within a workflow. This particular search function is useful when confronted with a workflow that contains many objects and we need to find one, like a job. We simply enter it here. The search highlights the objects that match your search and grays out the other. Using the arrows, you're able to cycle through these various objects.